Having a gamepad map is really cool, and I kind of wish it was possible to do something like this on Switch. It kind of bothers. It doesn't really bother me. That's not a good word choice. It does kind of make me a little sad that the Wii U never took off. Really. I actually don't understand. Well, actually, I do totally understand why, because the system was horribly underpowered, especially as the PS4 and Xbox One came out the very next year. But the Wii U did do some really cool things that I felt like were pretty overlooked. Like, some of the dual screen usage was actually really inventive and creative, and like for Breath of the Wild, they had all these plans, but because they moved the Switch, they ended up taking out a lot of the gamepad stuff, and it's kind of sad, because having a permanent map on the screen would actually be kind of nice for Breath of the Wild specifically. If you're wondering, the gamepad I have is at a really weird angle that I can't reach particularly easily, so that's why I'm actually manually going through and changing it. It's like behind where I have my microphone currently, so I can't reach it. So that's why I'm manually having to flip through the menu to actually find the chart. Hey, Silver Rupee. Next up, looks like, I'm guessing, one of the fairy islands? Yeah, Eastern Fairy Island. I'm pretty sure it's one south of, or north of Tower Gods. I don't know why, but I have trouble with north and south sometimes. And also east and west. I couldn't tell you what direction is east and west in real life. Only reason I can sort of tell you is because I have a map and it's oriented. It's oriented in a way where it's really easy to tell, and there's also a compass on the gamepad. But yeah, my point is, I'm really bad at directions, is my point. I'm actually really concerned about how one thing I want to do will go, because I want to try a new strategy I've never done before for one boss encounter, just to see how it goes. But since I've also never done it before, I don't know if it'll be a complete dud. I feel like most of the bosses in this game are pretty well scripted. Like, you kind of have to take a certain amount of time on each fight. And I don't know if there's optimizations or not. I should warp. It's kind of a long way away here. Looking at the map. Alright, so next stop is... looks like Spectacle. Definitely Spectacle, because I'm pretty sure that's what's west of Windfall. Alright, scrolling down and... wow, this is a weird angle. There we go. Yep, that is definitely where we're heading. I think my one big issue I have with the gamepad is it's just not very comfy. Like, whenever a game has like, oh, you can have a map on the touchscreen, I just literally just use a different controller, just pull up, or just have the gamepad on a stand next to me. I like never actually play with the gamepad if I can help it. Another silver rupee, and then 2 more. Then Tower of the Gods. You know what, because we're just gonna be at Tower of the Gods, maybe I won't do the special thing. Just because that would require ducking out and then going back to Forest Haven, which is just kind of a time sink. Basically what I was thinking about is there's a boss refight, so I was sort of contemplating if I should at least attempt to do one hidden thing. In short, you can use forest water on the boss of the Forbidden Woods, and it'll actually one-shot it, apparently. I've actually never seen it myself, but that's what I've read online. I assume they put that in there just because, one, it makes sense that water from the Forest Haven would finish off a plant in the Forbidden Woods, but also the fact that the actual likelihood of someone finishing the temple in like half an hour fast enough to get there and get through all the puzzles, chances are you aren't actually going to have the forest water last, especially on GameCube where it's only 20 minutes as well. On Wii U it's a little bit more feasible because of the extended time limit. I also legitimately question why they actually changed the time limit. Because again, with the Swift Sale, you'll really need 30 minutes, 10 more than on GameCube, to just do the tree quest. I mean, I guess it's nice that it's easier, but it's also just kind of ridiculously easy to the point of removing all challenge from the game. Okay, that was an example. I guess the guide was wrong, because the guide I was reading said it only happens with the Triforce charts, but that clearly just happened with the, with just a regular treasure chart. So that's my 3rd time seeing that, and 2nd time in this playthrough, which is actually kind of remarkable. Getting a weird little Easter egg twice in one playthrough. One more chart, and it's conveniently where we need to go anyway. Tower of the Gods. I'm not gonna warp there out of fear of it'll just automatically trigger the cutscene, so I'm gonna warp to Windfall probably. You know what? Actually, it's not any closer. There's not many convenient warps to this place, apparently. I think my other really big problem with the Wii U is it kind of just didn't get utilized enough. Like, most of the time it was like someone used it super well, and other times it was used very superficially, and that kind of drove people away a little bit from really attempting to use it to its full potential. It's just like, oh look, put a map on it with no effort. I like how in this version, I don't think it's the case on GameCube, because worse draw distance, obviously. That's why the sea is as big as it is, just to hide the poor draw distance, apparently. And that's why the Swift Sail can't exist on HD, because it can render everything out much faster. But what I was gonna say was, I like how you can actually see the Tower of the Gods pretty prominently from super far away. Like, it makes me feel like this giant landmark, and it's kind of weird that it's not at the middle of the map, though. I feel like it would have more impact if, like, you could see it from most areas, but it's sort of off to the right, so it's not quite in the middle. And the last silver rupee. That's 49 out of 49. So all that's left is to do the final dungeon, actually. Well done, Link. You must show the Triforce piece you have assembled to the gods. Oh, what is this? There, on your hand. The Triforce piece now dwells within you. It is the Triforce of Courage, proof that you're indeed the true hero. You have controlled the wind and crossed the seas, and here, near the end of your quest, the power of the gods has been bestowed upon you. Surely from this moment on, you shall be known as the Hero of Winds. Link, Hero of Winds, go forth to Hyrule, to Zelda's side. And let's go see how Zelda's doing, and the answer is not great. Statue's seen better days. And when we arrive, we do sort of find Zelda. You have deceived yourself. Did you think you'd be safe inside the castle? Foolish. Now that my power has been restored, there is no safe haven for you. I have taken your precious Zelda, and here you shall fall into an eternal slumber. We have one more set of dark nets, so if you are trying to complete the Nintendo Gallery, of course, you have to get a picture of these guys. They have capes, so that makes them a different kind of dark net, apparently. It basically means you can't take off their armor immediately, you have to actually chip away at the cape first, which is kind of interesting when they're in pairs like this. I pushed A to do a jump attack, and the A button prompt happened to come up at that exact moment, so I actually managed to do a counter by complete accident. That's one down, I think. And there we go. Flames subside, and we are free to go. Look at all these Knight's Quests we don't need. Also, I didn't really point out, but there are murals of all of the sages from Ocarina, which is kind of a nice detail, though I do also have to question why there are only 2 sages necessary for powering up the Master Sword. Considering, of course, that there's typically way more sages than that. Alright, so we've finally gone past the barrier. That was the bane of speedrunners as well for a very long time. There's a lot of enemies we're just gonna roll past because we don't really need to fight. We have maxed out rupees, we have maxed out inventory in general. So we might as well just bypass all this. There's even this Dark Knight here that we can just kind of skip because hookshot. It's actually kind of scary doing that because I have fallen into that pit quite a few times because of the bat. So glad that worked, because sometimes it doesn't.